Interior, high school hallway. Day. Confucius, 16, opens his locker. His backpack is slung across one shoulder. He reaches into his messy locker and carefully pulls out a textbook. People are walking through the hallways, talking to each other. Others are putting up posters that read, "Get your prom tickets, only one more week." Homer Simpson, 17, jumps down from the top of the lockers and lands behind Confucius, who turns around abruptly. Homer slaps Confucius in the back of his head and yells at the top of his lungs in a sing-song voice, "Look out! Here comes King Pussy, everybody! You getting any lately or what?" Confucius turns to Homer with a smirk on his face.
A gentleman would be ashamed should his deeds not match his words.
Homer throws his arms up in the air and bugs his eyes out. Yo! Homer looks over at the people putting up posters and gestures towards them. Dude, can you please come to prom? Don't get me wrong, it's cool and all, but I can only dance to so many Chainsmokers songs before I get the urge to do some pranking with my buddy.
How to play music may be known. At the commencement of the piece, all the parts should sound together. As it proceeds, they should be in harmony what does that say?
Severally distinct?
Severally.
Or severely?
That doesn't say severely, but
think
I'll
it
say
says
severely. I think it's supposed to say severely.
severely distinct and flowing without break, and thus on to the conclusion.
A flock of young females start walking down the hallway. They are all talking to each other and getting closer and closer to Homer and Confucius. J.K. Rowling, 17, is leading the pack with Marge, 14, at her side. Awooga! Take a look at those birds over there.
I hear, I know, I see, I remember, I do, I understand.
That's great, man. Great stuff. Boy, imagine what's under all those feathers. Oh. Homer starts drooling, making a loud noise simultaneously.
You cannot open a book without learning something.
Interior, girl flock, eternal night.
I forgot we did that.
For people listening, that's the time of day that it is in the flock of girls. The group of girls is listening attentively to J.K. Rowling.
Oh
Oh,
gosh.
she's British. I forgot about that.
Hello there, Governor. All right. If sex isn't real, there's no same-sex attraction. If sex isn't real, the lived reality of women globally is erased. I know and love trans people, but erasing the concept of sex removes the ability of many to meaningfully discuss their lives. It isn't hate to speak the truth.
The girls ooh and ah while clapping. Humor. I mean, he is funny. Homer and Confucius stumble over to the flock. Homer puts up his hand to say something, but then immediately trips over Confucius's foot. He hits the floor. Doh! The girls all giggle to each other. J.K. Rowling's arm shoots up into the air and they all stop. Marge is blushing and clearly putting a lot of effort into not laughing.
Come on, ladies. Let's leave these dolts. Now, as I was saying, it's Wingardium Leviosa.
Well, what have we got here? Looks like the posh queens think they're too good for us, eh, lad? Homer jabs his elbow into Confucius's gut. The flock of girls stops in their tracks once again. They turn in unison. Marge is still attempting to hide her laughter.
You're not even verified on Twitter. Why are you speaking to me?
Just trying to verify that you're a bitch. We'll deliver your badge by Tuesday. Marge bursts out laughing. Homer looks at her. His eyes move up and down her body. His eyebrows raise up and down as he moseys towards her. Well, hello there. Is your voice as sweet as your hair is tall? Marge laughs. The girls around her look skeptical.
You're not permitted to speak to my minion unless you don't fear death.
Death and fear have their determined appointments. Riches and honors depend upon heaven.
It's death and life.
Oh, sorry, what did I say?
You said
Fear.
fears.
I'll read it again. Death and fear have their determined appointments.
What? You said it again.
What the hell? What am I reading? What the hell am I reading? Oh, I
It's
see
life.
this.
The
I
word-
see this. Death and
Alex
life.
is illiterate. That's
Oh
canon.
my god. Death and life have their determined appointments. Riches and honors depend upon heaven.
Are you mocking me?
Humility is the solid foundation of all virtues.
The girls all look at each other confused. Sorry, this is my friend Confucius. He talks a little funny sometimes. It can be hard to understand.
The superior man is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions.
Speak more, muggle.
Confucius kneels down in front of J.K. Rowling. The girls gasp.
The man who asks a question is a fool for a minute. The man who does not ask is a fool for life.
With one smooth motion, Confucius reveals a banner from behind his back. He holds it out in front of him. It reads, Prom in red paint. The girls gasp once again.
To love a thing means wanting it to live.
J.K. Rowling smirks.
You're in luck, because I don't have a date.
Confucius nods his head. Homer looks over at Marge, who is already staring at him. They both start to smile. What he said, but like, for you? Marge opens her mouth to enthusiastically, but... Wait, who's reading Marge? Should I do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you be Marge.
Marge opens her mouth enthusiastically, but quickly retracts. She turns to J.K. Rowling. Can I? J.K. Rowling looks over at Homer. She makes a small box with her fingers and centers Homer in the space between them. She closes one eye and looks at him for a few seconds. She nods and puts her hands down.
I'll allow it.
Homer pumps his arm up and down. Booyah! Prom night, here we come!
If only they knew.
Interior.
If only they knew what was to come.
Interior, high school gymnasium, night. Students are dancing in the poorly decorated gym. Loud music blares from a shoddy DJ setup. Homer and Confucius are standing on the outskirts of the crowd of dancing teenagers. Booyah! Prom night, here we are!
If I am walking with two other men, each of them will serve as my teacher. I will pick out the good points of the one and imitate them, and the bad points of the other and correct them in myself.
Dude, I thought you only ate half of the brownie. Do you need some what? Homer spots J.K. Rowling and Marge walking towards them. Awooga! Awooga! Homer's jaw drops to the floor. His eyes pop out of his eye sockets accompanied by trumpets. His heart beats out of his chest. He pulls a chain on a train whistle that has appeared next to his head as steam blows out. He slams fists on a table, rattling any plates, bowls, or silverware. He whistles loudly and fireworks shoot from the top of his head. Homer's blood splatters all over the gymnasium. It hits all bystanders. His body wobbles before falling to the floor. His intestines spill out of his body. People start screaming and running around aimlessly. Confucius does not react.
The faults of a superior person are like the sun and moon. They have their faults and everyone sees them. They change and everyone looks up to them.
Marge runs over to Homer's unrecognizably mangled corpse, weeping hysterically. Oh, homie! I'll never be the age of consent! Marge hangs herself with Homer's intestines. Various people are vomiting in disgust. Some who have passed out are being dragged to the exit. J.K. Rowling starts screaming, appalled by the death occurring around her. She runs over to Confucius and holds him.
What the fuck is this? How the fuck am I supposed to claim my victory as prom queen now? Well, I guess they don't say king or queen anymore. What did we used to call people with vaginas? Womban? Wimpund? Woomud?
Confucius pulls out an ice pick and shoves it up J.K. Rowling's nose. She starts yelling as he drives it deeper. He suddenly rips the ice pick away from her, pulling her entire brain out through her nose. She falls to the ground. Confucius begins dribbling J.K. Rowling's brain as he runs towards the basketball hoop. He jumps up and dunks the brain through the hoop. The brain splatters into a million pieces when it hits the ground. Confucius lands.
Fuck turfs.
The few people still in the gymnasium clap and pick Confucius up. They start carrying him towards the stage and place him on it. Confucius stands up and looks at the small group that is gathered around the stage. A random audience member walks over to Marge's corpse, still dangling from the ceiling. They cut her down and bring the large intestine that she hung herself with over to the stage. They throw it up to Confucius. Now kill yourself! Confucius picks up the large intestine and hangs himself. Don't Wanna Miss a Thing by Aerosmith is playing over the speakers. Exterior, high school parking lot, night. The school is on fire. People are running out of the building. Some are aflame. Fire trucks can be seen trying to get near the school, but the entrance is too small. 2 fire trucks are trying to enter at the same time, but they are stuck, Three Stooges style. Mario, 26, is in the parking lot staring at the school, mouth agape.
Mamma mia! Someone must have forgotten the fire flower.
Birdo, runs out of the building screaming. She accidentally collides with Mario and they both fall to the ground. Mario's clothes fly off. Birdo lands on top of Mario.
Holy shit, I'm so sorry. Oh my god, what the fuck is happening?
I don't know. It feels like a freaking Armageddon.
Mario and Birdo stare at each other for a second before vigorously making out. Birdo slobbers all over Mario's face, drenching him. She grinds her pelvis into Mario's. He is now moaning. Birdo slowly kisses down Mario's chest before reaching his cock. She takes it into her mouth. Need I remind you, this is what her mouth looks like.
Oh my god.
Anyways, she keeps sucking his dick. Mario's eyes roll back into his skull. He is holding her head as it bobs up and down on his dick. Birdo suddenly stops and looks up at Mario.
Can I peg you?
Mario's face lights up. Interior, Birdo's car. Birdo,
Oh, wait.
Interior/exterior, Birdo's
Birdo's
car.
car.
Birdo is fucking Mario. They are both panting and grunting. Mario's legs are up in the air. He is jerking off as Birdo penetrates his ass.
Mamma mia! Oh my god, I'm burned.
You want to do that? You want to do another take of that, Alex?
Mamma mia. No, I can't. Just.
Me too. Let's do it together, baby.
Birdo begins pounding Mario's ass harder and faster as the speed of Mario's hand increases. Their moans get louder and more intense until Birdo pushes her cock deep inside Mario with one last thrust. Semen erupts from Mario's cock and covers his chest. Birdo pulls out her dick and cum drips out of Mario's asshole. They are both breathing heavily. Birdo collapses onto Mario. They kiss passionately. Their faces are lit by the light of the burning school. Cut to black.